Hi guys, Karen here. This is quite a quick layout for me. It's using these two pictures of my eldest daughter and her partner, and this sketch that I found on Pinterest, which was quite a simple sketch. It's just showing lots of squares of patterned paper. So it all came together quite quickly, and used that punch there, which is a scallop square punch, and punched out a lot of squares from my scrap box. And then I used this paper from the Chamel Little by Little line, which was in my latest tip kit. It's the only new piece of paper I used on this layout, but I thought it went really well with the photographs because the colour matches the colour in my daughter's top. And although the sketch doesn't require a backing paper for the photographs, I thought it would actually benefit from being backed to show them, to give them a little bit of the separation from all the coloured papers that were going to be going behind them. So I've just stuck them on here, just trying to line them. It's actually, I don't know how clear it is to see, but it's a really pretty pink with lots of little white hearts all over it. And I wanted a row of hearts to show below the photographs, but not necessarily around the other side. So I've put it quite close to the edge. I'm having a bit of trouble just getting it all lined up, but and for some reason it's not very straight. It's probably the photographs that aren't entirely straight across the top there, but by the time I've trimmed it, you wouldn't know that it wasn't straight. So just trimming it off at the side, and then I'm going to trim it, leaving a little row of hearts underneath, and then straightening off at the top there. So that's the only real backing that the photographs need, because then they're going to be set on a load of little squares. I'm trying of a few like a sort of borders across the top there, because the sketch does require a border across the top of the photographs, but in the end I didn't really like the way that looked, so I didn't use one in the end. I couldn't find anything, although the colour there works quite well. Somehow it sort of didn't quite look right across the top of the photographs. So now I'm just lining up the little squares in the pattern as shown on the sketch, and I just to picture some colours that seem to go with the photographs. I didn't like that last little one with the little hearts on, so I've picked another green one. It's another paper that's a really lovely green that picks out the green in the photographs, and again that's covered in hearts, because this is a layout that's concentrates on the love between these two. They've been together for a while and they're very happy. So I've just called this layout Love in the end, because that seemed appropriate, and I found a die cut of love, and that worked quite well, so I thought, oh well, I'll use that. So I'm just sticking all these little hearts down in the kind of grid pattern that was on the sketch, and I won't make you watch me sticking them all down. And first I'm just going to put a little bit of foam across the back, just to lift the photograph, as I often do. Just sticking that down. Right, and I'm just going to stick down the rest of these little squares, trying to make sure they all line up. Yep, just get my little T-square ruler just to make sure that the squares line up with each other. It won't be such a big problem, because once the photograph's back you can't see if it's slightly out, but I thought I'd get them as close as I could. Right, so that's the last ones being stuck on now. And somehow they just work. They were just random little bits of squares of paper, to some extent trying to pick colours that went with the photographs, but I thought they just worked rather well there. Different, some dark and some light. And now I've got a little bunch of they're collectibles by Kaisercraft. I had about 2 or 3 packs of these, and I haven't used them very much. I don't think I've used these hardly at all. This one is called A Secret Garden, and I picked out mostly the florals from this pack. There may be, and a few little words and phrases as well, I think, go on there, little labels. But they were all such pretty colours, and they all just worked together and worked really well with the photographs, the shades of pink and a little bit of light blue there. So I just tucked them in around the photographs, and I thought, well, they just look really nice. Where the photographs are taken in our garden, so having flowers around it seemed to work quite well. And then I found this, it was looked like a pink doily, and then the die cut that was on the top there is called, and that's a separate die cut that I've stuck on, called "You Are So Special to Me," and that seemed rather a nice saying to put on this layout. I'm just trying to fit on this wooden clip that I've had. It's a We Are Memory Keepers, I think, or it might be, I'm not sure who made it, but it didn't work. It just made the whole thing too bulky, so that's gone. There we are. There's that love die cut. I think that was in the Secret Garden collectibles collection by Kaiser Craft, so I thought that went well, and I thought that's what I'm going to use for my title. And then there was another little label there which says date, so I shall put the date on that. Just trying off little bits here and there, little phrases, little die cuts, trying them, thinking, do they go there? No, it goes better there. That says the simple things, and that fits all right, fits a bit better there. And found a little bird that might have been from my latest Hip Kit ephemera pack, because I've got that sitting on my desk and I rather liked him, so he's gone on there. So now I'm going to stick down photographs and all the other bits and pieces. In the bottom right hand corner there's a few little die cuts. There was a little cluster required on the sketch, so I put a little cluster of some flowers and a little label that says True Love. And that's gone. And now I'm just sticking in the date. I've written on the date there. I've handwritten the date and tucked it in behind there. And now I'm just looking for a few pieces, chipboard pieces, just some hearts. I decided it needed a few hearts on it, so I found a few chipboard hearts on various die cut sheets, and that is the sheet of alphas that we have just had from the Hip Kit, and it's got some cute little pink hearts on it, so I thought I'd use those little puffy hearts. So I'm dipping a little bit into my Hip Kit, but mostly this is done from scraps and items that were already in my stash. That's my ephemera pack from the Hip Kit that I'm just having a look through, but didn't find anything. And I had a little bowl of punched hearts, and I thought, see if there's any in there. And I found another chipboard one in that bowl, so that made 3. So I've got 3 little clusters, one with one chipboard heart and one puffy heart in each one. And I don't think there's much more to go on. Just sticking on those hearts now. So 3, and there's 2 little ones there and 2. I kept this layout very simple. I didn't add loads of extra ephemera. I liked it the way it looked. It looked fresh, and the colours are lovely. And I just left it just with a couple of little hearts here and there. And I was quite happy with it to leave it like that. I was just sticking on the title there. But once that's done, I don't think there's anything more to go on. So I'd just like you to thank you for joining me again. I hope you like this layout. This is a much quicker one for me, and I've really enjoyed doing it. So please join me again, and if you like this one, please subscribe. Bye for now.